Hello friends, I am Ayantika and in this video I will be discussing about the reproductive strategy of fungi. Earlier I have made videos regarding the general characteristic of fungi as well as its structure of fungi. I have also made videos on slime molds and I have put the link to those videos in the description box. Today in this video I will be discussing about the sexual as well as asexual reproduction in fungi. So let's start the video. The reproduction in fungi, and in the asexual reproduction, the fungi reproduces by spore. If it is a holocarpic species, then it where the reproductive phase and somatic phase do not coexist. There, the somatic cell undergoes maturation, compartmentalization to form one or many spores. And if it is a eucarpic species where the somatic and reproductive phase it coexist, then the mycelium that is growing on the substratum or over the substratum, they send out aerial hyphae, and this aerial hyphae they develop spores in a sac-like structure at the tip of the aerial hypha. So the aerial hypha, say for this is the substratum, aerial hypha is there and the tip it enlarges and accumulates food, undergoes septation and then compartmentalization into many spores. Now these spores once they are liberated, they if they germinate, if they get a suitable condition, and if they do not get suitable condition, they perennate. So these are the spores, and the spores is two types dependent upon whether they are motile or non-motile. So if it is a motile spore, it is called the zoospore, and if it is non-motile, then it is called aplanospore. But zoospore or the motility in the spore of fungi is present only in the lower fungi, and higher fungi have aplanospore, clonidiospore, which are non-motile. So dependent upon the type of the number of flagella, they are uniflagellate and biflagellate. Uniflagellate is mostly found in the chytridiomycetes and hypochytridiomycetes, and biflagellates are found in the plasmodiophoromycetes and oomycetes. That is, mainly in the phycomycetes we see this flagellation. Flagella can be inserted in the posterior to the cell, that is called the ophisthoconch, or it can be inserted in the anterior region of the spore. Now the spore can be pyriform, or it can be reniform, or it can be circular. So more or less spherical. So this is the single type of flagella. So this type of flagellation where only one flagella is present is uniflagellate, and in biflagellate we see there are divisions in biflagellate. So for example, if in plasmodiophoromycetes, for example, the flagellation that is present in the anterior, they are of similar type, that is whiplash. This type of flagellation where the type of flagella is similar, this is called monoplanetic, and if the type of flagella is different, then it is called diplanetic. Diplanetic flagella are mostly found in the oomycetes. Here we see that the one of the flagella is tinsel type, that is found in the oomycetes. This is the flagella of, this is the spore, zoospore of oomycetes, which is diplanetic. When two type of flagellation is present, it is called diplanetic. Type of reproductive spore in fungi is the aplanospore. Now, aplanospore is also a sporangiospore that is produced in the similar fashion as that of the zoospore. But the difference between zoospore and the aplanospore is that the motility. While the zoospore contains flagella and is motile, the aplanospore, it does not have any motility. The zoospore is present mostly in the lower fungi, that is the aquatic fungi, that is the phycomycetes, where it is as it grows in water. So after dispersal, it swims in the water and moves to distant places to germinate. But the planospore, after they are dispersed by the apical papilla or the split in the wall of the sporangia, they are liberated and they are distributed by wind or by animals, especially small invertebrates that carry off this aplanospore to distant places. So aplanospore, they are produced in the similar fashion, but main difference is their motility. Aplanospore are non-motile and their dispersal process is also different. So, aplanospore are found in the higher fungi, that is the ascobasidium and deuteromycetes. And the other type of spore are the conidiospore. Now, this conidiospore, they are produced in structure called the conidiophore and the conidiosporangia, which is the conidiophore is the supporting structure of the conidiosporangia. I'm not drawing it here, it is here only, it is drawn. So this is the conidiophore, the supporting structure. This is the conidiosporangia, and we see that the conidia, they are produced one by one. The terminal conidia, it is the most mature and it is liberated here by the turgor pressure. Any liquid drop, it helps in dispersal of the conidia. So this is how the conidia is formed, this conidia. And this conidia is mostly found in the oomycetes, the pathogenic fungi, that is the Pythium, Pyronospora and Albugo. This type of fungi, the pathogenic fungi. Then are the chlamydospore and the oidiospore. These spores are formed not in special structure but just in the fungal hypha. The fungal hypha, in case of the chlamydospore, the fungal hypha, it accumulates food and it rounds off to form the spore, and the intermediate region, intermediate region, it turns dead, and in this way chlamydospore are formed. This chlamydospore, they are we see that they are formed in the hypha with chlamydospore, and intermediate region is dead region, and so they are intercalary in position, that is they are not produced in a terminal structure, unlike that of the zoospore, the aplanospore, the conidiospore. They are produced when the tip of the hypha swell and further process continues. So this chlamydospore, it is intercalary in position. So the chlamydospore are intercalary in position, and the oidia, they are also intercalary in position. What happens is that in oidia, the hypha, the body, it rounds off into yeast-like cell, and by repeated repeated budding oidea are produced. And this chlamydospore and oidea, they are not terminal structures. There are also other type of spores, especially these uridospore and the ascospores, basidiospores. They are also produced. They are produced terminally in special type of fructification. This type of fructification I will be discussing in detail when I discuss the ascomycetes and the basidomycetes, because ascomycetes and basidomycetes, they have a conspicuous sexual reproduction. It is three types: planogametic copulation, gametangial contact, and gametangial copulation. In the planogametic copulation, the gametes are released in the water and there the gametes undergo fusion. So this type of reproduction where the gametes are released is called planogametic copulation, and it is found in the primitive type of fungi, and that is the phycomycetes. And this planogametes, they can be uniflagellate or biflagellate. If it is biflagellate, flagellation can be equal or can be unequal. They can be whiplash, they can be tinsel, but according to all these type, planogametes, they are divided into three categories. That is the isoplanogametes, the anisoplanogametes, and ooplanogametes. If the gametes, both the fusing gametes that fuse, they are of equal size and similar structure, then it is called isogamy, and such type of gametes are called the isoplanogametes. And if the fusing gametes, they are of unequal size, or there is some physiological anisogamy, then it is called the anisoplanogametes, and such type of reproduction is called anisoplanogametes. And if the gametes, they look totally dissimilar. Here in anisogamy, they look similar but is in different size, so it is called anisogamy. But in oogamy, the gametes are totally dissimilar, both physically as well as chemically. Here we see that the female gamete is a very large and non-motile cell, but the male gamete is a very small and flagellated motile cell. So in this type of gametic fusion, it is called oogamy. And this planogametic copulation, both aniso, and oogamy, they are mostly found in the lower fungi or the primitive fungi, the phycomycetes, that is the fungi that are mostly present in aquatic environment. Type of sexual reproduction is the gametangial contact, which occur in the higher fungi. And here, as it is mostly terrestrial, and so here the gametangia, the male gametangia, that is the antheridium, and the female gametangia, that is the oogonium, they come in close contact with each other, and the intervening wall, it dissolves. Sometimes a tubular structure is also formed, and through this tubular structure, it enters the female gametangia. This is the tubular structure, and the tip of the tubular structure that enters the female gametangia, it dissolves. And after dissolving of this tip, then the male gamete enters the female gametangia and the two fuses. So this type of gametangial contact, where a fertilization tube is present, it is called the gametangial contact, and it is mostly found in the oomycetes. Then is the gametangial copulation. Now, in this type of reproduction, the gametangia, both the male and the female gametangia, they lose their identity and fuse into a cell. This is the fusion cell. We see that the gametangia, they fuse and form a fusion cell. So this type of reproduction, where the gametangia fuse and they lose their identity and form a new type of cell, where the male and female gamete fuse, is called gametangial copulation. And here in this gametangial copulation can be isogamous as well as that of the anisogamous. So, in the isogamous gametangial copulation, it can be both homothallic or heterothallic. Homothallic means when the hypha of the same when the same hypha, they develop gametangia, and the gametangia they fuse, they copulate within the same hypha, it is called the homothallic. And it is heterothallic when two different mycelia or two different hypha, their gametangia fuse, then it is called heterothallic. So this gametangial copulation, it can be isogametangial, it can be also anisogametangial. And in anisogametangial copulation, the gametangia, the two fusing gametangia, they are of unequal size. And here in isogametangial copulation, they are of equal size. This is the example here in this picture. This is the isogametangial copulation, and this is the anisogametangial copulation. We see that the two gametangia, they are of different size. So this was all about the reproduction, both asexual as well as the sexual reproduction in fungi. This was an overview, and while I will be discussing each and every aspect, that is the phycomycetes, basidiomycetes, ascomycetes and the fungi imperfecti, I will be discussing in detail each of the type of reproduction. And how you liked my video, do write it in the comment section. Also, your critical view will help me to improve my videos. If you liked my video, do share it with your friends, and please, your subscription will help my channel grow. And if you have any suggestions regarding any new video you want me to make, also write it in the comment section. Also, I have been making videos about algae, about lichens, about fungi, and I have you can go to my channel and watch those videos. I have put all the fungi related video details in the links in the description box. So thanks for watching my video.